I want to say violinist, but you're so much more than that. How would you describe what you do?
I'm playing violin, I'm talking about my life, and I'm trying to serve my audience the best I can.
And you have a daughter?
Yes, I do have a daughter. She's 6 years old, Aneta, and she's home with my parents right now.
I was just wondering what you walk down the aisle to.
Gabriel's oboe from the mission. Everybody thinks that we met on ships. Absolutely not.
Okay.
We were studying together in music academy in Poland, in north of Poland. And we were friends for quite a long time. And then one day he said that, you know, Joanna, if I could be your boyfriend for just 1 week, I would be the happiest person in the world.
Oh, romantic.
I said, I have 1 week. And now he's safety officer, soon staff captain.
If you enjoyed hearing Joanna Marie share with Jean, then do listen to Jean's other interviews with top cruise celebrities. Here, she visits the Queen's photographer, Ken Lennox, on his barge at St Catherine's Dock.
The Queen came to Paisley and the schools lined up a section outside Paisley Abbey. And she crossed the road and passed within about 10 feet of me. And she looked great and gave a big smile, which was just right into the camera. And I gave it to my local paper, and they said to me, you should try the Daily Express with that photograph.
Wow.
So I sold it to Daily Express for 22 guineas. And the picture editor invited me to come into the office. So I went into the office in Glasgow to see him. And he burst out laughing because I had gone in my school uniform.
Oh, how old were you then?
I was just about between 14 and a half and 15,
right.
Sort of thing. And he burst into laughter and he said, oh, I'm so sorry, son. I'll pay your train fares and come back when you've grown up.
Yeah.
And when I left the Express many years later, he said, the one thing that's nice about Ken, he never did grow up.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I became the Sun's picture editor in the 90s.
Here she meets Marty Kristian at home at
I was
Christmas.
dig out an old mate who has genuinely had one of the biggest #1 records in the world ever.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, Stu, yeah.
But it's true, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, Marty Kristian, who taught the world to sing.
Wow.
When he was, da-da-da-da, when he was in the New Seekers.
Yeah.
Although you'll always be a New Seeker, I think, to everybody, really. You can't get away from that, can you?
That's the legacy, really, as you say, Stuart. Teach the World to Sing was kind of a gentle peace anthem of the 70s, really, wasn't it? The words and the sort of gentle music of the time, yeah.
It was brilliant. Everybody knew the words to that song.
It wasn't one of my favourite songs,
wasn't it?
But I was proud to have done it. The shirt that David did his very first performance of Space Oddity.
Wow.
So that was it.
And is this the shirt?
It is the shirt that I do talk about on the cruise ships as well.
Come on then, tell us more.
And I'm glad
Carol's not here.
I'm glad Carol's not around. I don't know where she is at the moment. But what happened was, you know, I used to wear the shirt from time to time, and one day I went to look for it in the wardrobe, and I flicked through, and it wasn't there. And I said, Carol, what's happened to the shirt? She said, oh, it had holes under the arms and things like that. And I wrapped it up. I've taken it to the Oxfam shop. I said, you what?
And Holby City's actor Robert
Exactly,
Daws.
and you can go from character to character to character, whatever serves the story. And I think writing, I don't know whether you'd agree, Stuart, it is pretty much the same. I look at it as an improvisation in my head. So that's where my acting experience, I think, may in some way influence my writing. Whether you're writing a book or whether you're giving a performance or whether you're directing a film, the onus is to entertain.
Do you know, I don't feel lonely when I'm writing because, for me, my characters are in my head.
Yeah.
And they are acting out what they're doing, and I'm really just taking dictation.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I think in pictures. I always have done.
It's all to do with plots. You know, you need a good. P.G. Woodhouse used to say brilliantly, the great comic writer, he said, what I look for more than anything else are plots. He said, I like nothing better than wrestling a good plot to the ground and pinning its arms behind its back. Then I sit back and write it.
Wherever you're going in the Caribbean, don't forget your driving licence. It's a good proof of age, and some ports now require photo ID.
We've arrived in the beautiful Montego Bay, and there's even a rainbow, so I'm going to go searching for the pot of gold.
Please subscribe to Jean's channel, Cruise Doris Visits. Jean cruises into ports all over the world, and there are over 500 port guides, as well as some great interviews with guests you know and love.